Welcome, Hornet Nation, to Stillwater, Minnesota at the St. Croix Valley Rec Center for what is an elimination game in the Bantam East Region Tournament. Your Hornets have their backs against the wall, but so do the St. Paul Capitals. So tonight, one team moves on tomorrow, and one team goes home for good for the season. So we are moments away from puck drop, where the Hornets face a team that lost earlier today to Bloomington. As we all know, the Hornets lost to Apple Valley, Eastview, Burnsville. So it should be quite a contest. The Hornets have not played St. Paul this year, so we'll see what they got. So the Hornets will start out with Ivany, Ferrara, and Nolan, backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Off the draw, puck sent down into the capital end as they cycle around the net and look up ice. From the end line, they slide it up on the boards. It's pinched by Bauer, who sends it on net for a quick shot. As the Hornets gain early pressure. Bauer does a good job containing the zone, forcing the Capitals back deep in their own end. Back to the point. Helmer from the other point slides it on net, fires around, and Bauer looks to contain. He does on the line. Steered away to Nolan, who gets it to Ivany. Down to Ferrara. Ivany again, naked in the slot. Here come the Capitals, rolling through the neutral zone with speed. They slap it into the Hornet end, but Bauer is there to contain. From behind the net. Bauer tries to get up. Quick shot right out front and over the net. And the Quickster did not have to make a save. So it's a good question as to which Hornet team shows up tonight, as Dorsey, Hester, and Ewers roll on with Potts and Potter. Off the draw, in the slot, banging away at it. Quick side shot, steered away by Quick. So the Hornets are trying to get it out of their own. On the wall, Potts tries to drive it around. He wheels up. He looks up ice. He keeps it himself. Now, sliding to Ewers. Ewers now punching it down into the capital end. Hester meets it on the wall. Tries to slam it to Dorsey. The Capitals pick it up, throw it out of the zone. Potter from the red line. Looks up. Slides it across ice. And we get an offsides. So no score. 13:35 in the first. Both teams trying to find their sea legs in this do-or-die contest. So Bergmeyer, Wilkins, Kurvita, backed up by Potts and Potter. From the back end, Capitals go D to D. They look up ice. Now they start their drive through the neutral zone. Gaining on the left side, rolling around. Potts holding his man to the outside. A firing, centering pass doesn't connect. And the Hornets try to gain control. From the corner, wheeling up. Bergmeyer in, throwing a check. Now sliding up. Comes to Kurvita, gets it to Wilkins. Wilkins with speed, tries to roll around his man. Driving in, losing it in his puck. Stolen by Bergmeyer, stolen by the Capitals. So the puck is free as both teams battle. Wilkins drives around the cage, looks for his options. He's pinned up on the boards. Slides it out front. Swept aside by the Capital D as now they start their charge. Cross-ice pass picked off by Mizzle. Mizzle slides it over to Dahlin. Dahlin, hot pass, didn't quite make it up to Bergmeyer as the Hornets go for a line change. Capitals look to break it out of their zone. Now they sweep through the red line and pitch it down into the Hornet end. Mizzle meets his man behind the net. Nolan in there banging. Out front. Oh, and a quick shot. Another one. Still out front. Still across. But nothing. Capitals with their best scoring chance of the night. Puck free right in the slot. As they wheel around the net, throw it out front, swept aside by Nolan. Nolan tries to punch it out. It's contained by the point and thrown back down around. A weird bounce gets it to Dahlin. Just over skates. Ivany can't contain it. And it's thrown back into the Hornet end. Capitals trying to center it. They throw it back to the point. Walk across the line. A shot. Sails wide. Another shot. Sails wide. So the Capitals are having their way with the Hornets. Hornets need a proper breakout. They got to gain possession. Dahlin holds up his man. Mizzle picks it up behind the net. Sliding it up on the boards. Another weird bounce. As now they drive in the slot looking for a lane. All closed off. Now right out front. Tipped aside. Dahlin from the backside. He slides it up. Now Ivany. Rolling up. He's going to gain the line. Walking in. He's got Ferrara out front. Can you see him? No. He's around the cage and he's knocked off the puck by a tall guy. Sent up. Out of play. With 11:18 on the clock. Still no score. And the Capitals certainly had the forecheck advantage in the last couple minutes. As Dorsey, Ewers, and Hester rolls on with Helmer and Bauer. Off the draw, Capitals slinging around the near side. Now they start their breakout. As they roll up on the line, stopped by Helmer. Helmer punches it right back down. Capitals regroup from the backside. They slide it across with a hot pass, and they chip it up the wall. Bauer tries a hand pass, and it's Helmer who slaps it right back up. Contained by the Capitals as they roll across the red line. They gain the line, swatted aside by Bauer. On the wall, Bauer just pitches it up and out. And the Capitals look to counter back the other way. But it's Bauer rolling up. He's going to gain the line, slides it across to Ewers. Ewers right in the high slot. Hester fires, doesn't get a lot of wood. There's banging, more banging, but nothing. Now the Capitals counters. They tilt the ice back the other way. Rolling across the blue line. Dorsey trying to keep him to the outside. A side shot. Gloved away by Quickie. With 10:30 on the clock. And no tallies on the board. So that brings on Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Kurvita. Backed up by Potts and Potter. Off the draw, all tied up on the dot. Bergmeyer kicks it up. Comes away to Potts. Potts up to Kurvita. Kurvita loses it in escape, and it's contained by the capital D as they cycle around the net. Now looking up ice. Sliding it up on the boards. The Capitals counter. Watered away by Kurvita in the air. Well done. As Kurvita now breaks in. He chips it up on the boards and sends it all the way down into the Capital end. Bergmeyer gets it up front. And Wilkins lost the handle on a beautiful slot pass. He tries to fire it right out in front. Kurvita puts it out front. It's swatted away by the capital D. And Potter claims it. Looks up ice. A stretch pass on the line. Wheeling in is Bergmeyer. He looks around. He tries to get it to Kurvita. Kurvita tries to slide it across. And now it's Ferrara from the sidewall. Throwing it back to Potter. On the backhand side of Ferrara. And Kurvita chases on the far side. Pinching up his Potts. Now breaking down. The Capitals roll. Nolan's got to watch his man. Backside trailer. And the shot goes up into the webbing with 9:20 on the clock. So Nolan, Ferrara, Ivany. Backed up by Mizzleton, Dahlin. Off the draw, Capitals drive in, stolen away by Ivany. Ivany now with speed through the neutral zone. He gains on the left side. He wheels around. He toe drags. He walks in. Short side shot. Shouldered away and up into the webbing by the Capital tender. Off the draw, Capitals steal away, and now they roll through the red line. Trying to walk all the way down, working in on the slot, a shot. Saved by Quick, but he couldn't hold on to it. Mizzled on the backside, trying to roll it up. He gets it up, now to Nolan. Nolan's got Ivany, working across the blue line, trying to slide it through. He takes a shot, but it hits a defender. Capitals counter back and slam it up on the wall. Dahlin will be last man back to claim. He rolls around. Slides a long pass up to Ivany on the line. Ivany breaks over. He's boxed out by a Capital defender. Rolls behind the cage and looks up ice. Slapping it up on the wall. It's going to be another foot race. Dahlin racing back against a speeding Capital. But it's Dahlin to the rescue. Sliding it up to Ferrara on his backhand side. All the way back to the Capital D as they go D to D. Looking up ice. Looking for a lane. Swatted out of the air. Banked across. Mizzle picks it up on the line. Waits for onsides. Throws it down. Now the Capitals break back and counter. Rolling through the neutral zone and pitching it down into the Hornet end. Mizzle slaps it around to the far side. Ewers slides it up to Dorsey. Dorsey with speed. He's got Hester. Rolling. He throws it to Hester. Hester throws it back. Oh, and it just hit a skate blade. That would have been the connection. But no bueno. As Ewers rolls behind the cage. To Hester on his backhand side. Come on, boys. Helmer holds, but he can't hold the zone. He throws it back to Bauer. Bauer stretches it up to Dorsey. Dorsey tries to pinch it across the line, and here come the Capitals. Rolling down, gaining. Walking across, trying to get a lane. A shot deflects, and Ewers throws it out of the zone. Capitals reset from the blue line, looking up. Pitch it up the far side wall. Bauer intercepts, and so does Ewers. The puck sails down into the Capital end. Sliding it up on the near side wall, Capitals look to break out. Rolling across the red line. Bauer, last man back as a 2-on-1 is brewing. It is thwarted as they try to center a pass intercepted by Dorsey. Capitals come away trying to center it. It's in the skate blades. Dorsey in to bang his man through. Bauer in to help out. He throws it up on the wall to Hester. Hester tries to squeak it through. He does, but it sails on down and the Hornets go for a line change. From the backside, Capitals look up for a lane. Rolling up, rubbed out there by Wilkins as Kurvita drives in. He takes a shot. He hits the ice. Now back behind, Bergmeyer digs at it, trying to get it out front. Short side shot turned away. Capital runs into the ref. It's both teams trying to gain control of the puck. Wilkins driving it down, using his size, working it. Kurvita in there. Now the Capitals try to work back as they blow a tire. Bergmeyer tries to throw it down to Wilkins. Wilkins battles on the wall. He comes away, but he's knocked into the wall with a fury and aggression. Now the Capitals rolling with a 2-on-2 situation. Potter tries to rub his man out. Still driving in. The Capitals center it. And quick head to make a save, but it's still in the slot. Turnaround shot up in the air, banging. And again, it's in the slot. It hits traffic. Here comes Kurvita. Kurvita rolls. He's going to gain the line. He's going to try to slide it through. And the rest of the Hornets go for a line change. He had no help. As we approach the 5-minute mark of this period, Ferrara from behind the net, looking to center. Swatted off the puck. As it drives down now, Capitals bang it up on the wall. Potter races back. He slaps it away in dramatic fashion as he hits the ref on the blue line. Capitals try to pinch it into the zone. Ivany does a good job stopping it, but it floats down anyway. Potter grabs it from the corner. Looks up ice. Long saucer pass, doesn't connect to anyone. Rolls down for an icing. 5:04 on the clock, no score on the board. Both teams have had some scoring chances, but nothing is connected. So, Nolan, Ivany, Ferrara, Darlene Mizzle. Off the draw, quick shot, turned away, banged again, turned away. It's Quick had to make two quick saves. Up on the line, Ferrara tries to pickpocket right on the line. He bangs it up, but he can't get as far enough away to Ivany. On the line, Capitals pound it down into the zone, try to work it into the slot. Sliding it across, it hits traffic. Ferrara tries to meet his man, it's pinched up. Now rolling into the slot, chipped away, but still banging. Off the side of the net, another bang, another one. Too much banging. Ferrara, long stretch pass on the backhand side of Ivany. I don't know what it is about these passes. Everything's on the backhand side. Mizzle contains from the end line. A long waffle pass up to Ivany. He leads it to Nolan. Nolan now across the red line. He works across the blue line. He looks, he stops it short and dumps it down. Capitals throw it up on the wall. Mizzle pinches, throws it right back down. Nolan pitches it out front. There's a one-timer. Bobbled off the shoulder of the tender, but no pay dirt. Mizzle now throws it across. A one-time shot. It's still banging out there. Back at the point, Darlene sliding to Mizzle. Mizzle unloads. And we got something. Holding is the call. It looks like Ivany is going to the gate for holding. So this will be a test for the Hornets at 3:55. As Dorsey and Ewers, Mizzle and Darlene roll to kill this one off. Dorsey on the drop. Tied up, comes back to the Capitol point. They survey, wheel across to the top side, down to the circle. Back to the top side. A firing shot, hits traffic, and goes into the webbing. So we'll do it again. To the left of Quickie. Ewers on the draw. Comes away to the high slot. Capitals look for a lane. A firing shot. Sails wide. Up front again. And it's chipped out. No, it's contained. The Capitals hold. As they go D to D. And back to the top side. Firing down low. A tip shot. Great save by Quick. He's quick, that Quick. And it sails out of the zone. And the Capitals race back to retrieve. Icing is waved off. Rolling around the cage. Sliding it up. Missed connection on the pass. Ewers tries to dump it back down, holding the Capitals as they now roll through the neutral zone. Sliding up on the line. All the way across into the slot, picked off. Bauer now looks up ice, chips it up on the wall, and sneaks past the Capital defender, and the Hornets go for a line change. 1 minute left in the man advantage for St. Paul. As they wheel up through neutral ice. They gain the line. A shot is fanned on. Bauer races to the corner and pounds it up the wall. Contained by the Capital D as they slide it across. Krivita tries to bang it out. He's working it. Slides up on the wall and out all the way down for an icing. With 2:32 on the clock, 38 seconds left in the man advantage for St. Paul. So, Bergmeyer in on the draw. Puck comes away to Helmer. Helmer slaps it behind the cage to Bauer. Bauer on the far side looks up ice. Chips it up. He's held on the wall, trying to bang it out. He finally gets it out. And the Capitals regroup from the backside. Sliding up, clear ice as now they roll with speed, gaining the line, walking into the slot. A fire shot, swatted away by the waffle of Quick. Held on the wall. Capitals center it through, comes away to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer holds, chips it down into the Capital end. With 5 seconds left, Hornets might just kill this one off, but here come the Capitals with speed, rolling across the blue line, looking to take a shot, sending it across, driving in, firing, fires wide. Hornets back at full strength. Block shot, flips it out of the zone, almost a pickpocket by Ivany. Can he slide it up? Ivany on the line. It banks off his stick. Tries to slide it across. It's still free. Now Nolan rolls in. On the circle, a firing shot hits traffic. Ivany in the corner. Wheels deals. Throws it down to Nolan. Nolan slides it out front. Nobody home. And the Capitals roll. 2-on-1 situation brewing. As they roll down. Sliding it across. Oh, what reflexes by Helmer. Sending it up to Nolan. Ivany. Ivany rolls it across. He can't find the passing connection. Can Nolan swoop in? No, the Capitals recover and tilt the ice back the other way as they roll across the blue line, trying to wheel around. Oh, and Potter blows a tire. A centering shot doesn't connect. Another shot. Salted away by the Quickster. A little bit of froth out there. With 55 seconds left in the first. Face off to the right of the Quickster. Off the draw, tied up on the dot. Trying to power his way through. Nolan does. He squeaks it out of the zone, but it's contained by the Capital D. They roll around, look up ice, sliding it up on the wall. Now, 2-on-1 situation, rolling in. Potter tries to hold his ground, and Quick makes the save as he stands tall. So off the draw, Darlene pounds it up the wall. It's contained at the point. sliding it back into the slot. Puck bouncing all over the place. It's swept out of there by Mizzle, who pitches it up. Now Ivany trying to roll through. Ivany on the backside, tipped away at the last second. Ivany curls, Burns, turns. He looks. He fires across. Tied up in traffic. And now the Capitals counter. Sliding it up, working their way over the blue line. Sliding across, looking. Sliding out front, tipped aside at the last second. 10 seconds left to play. Comes away to Ivany. Ivany now, he rolls through. He's got to hurry. Across the blue line, tries to slide it through, and he's thwarted. As now the Capitals roll back, and they're going to run out of time. And that's the way we ended at the first. A 0-0 tie. All right, start of the second. Fresh 15 on the clock. And we got Dorsey, Ewers, and Hester backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Shots in favor of the Capitals, 14-5. From the end line, Helmer looks up, slides it up the wall to Hester. Hester gets it to Dorsey. Dorsey's got a lane. He rolls down. He gains the line. Trying to slide it across, stops short, looks for a lane. Slides it down to Ewers. Ewers tried to center it, lost the handle, and it slings around to the near side and all the way down for an icing. So we'll do it again. Off the draw, Capitals slinging around the far side. Now, they wheel through the neutral zone. Helmer makes his man just dump the puck down. Bauer tries to slide it. There's a centering pass. It doesn't connect. So the Capitals are now trying to drive it down. Ewers throws it up to Dorsey. Dorsey across the blue line. He wheels in. He drops it to Ewers. Ewers, fire that shot. Oh, it's in the air. Swept away by the Capitals as they tilt the ice back. A nice stretch pass. Banks off a Hornet player and then slid right back down. From the red line, pounded down. Helmer will be back to collect this as he wheels around the cage. Up to Ewers. Ewers, intercepted pass, now driving in. A backhand shot turned away by the Quickster. Centered out front, banging. Swept away. A shot from the dot, fired, saved, and it slips by on like the 10th rebound. The Hornets have to do a better job of clearing the puck. So at 13:45, St. Paul has scored and now lead 1-0. Off the draw, Bergmeyer. Potts to Potter. Potter throws it up to Wilkins. Now Bergmeyer tries to work his way around. Wilkins picks it up in the corner. He slides it to Krivita. Krivita's tied up. It's pitched away from the slot area as Potts tries to sneak up on it. Bergmeyer throws it back down all the way around the cage. On the far side corner, Capitals drag it out of the zone. Bergmeyer's there to stop it on the line. Bergmeyer looks, punches it down into the Capital end. From behind the net, Capitals survey. Start their breakout as they roll up across the blue line, sending it rink wide and slamming it up into the Capital bench. How about a goal, Hornets? We need some energy. Ivany, Nolan, and Ferrara roll on with Mizzle and Darlene. Mizzle from the backside, throws it over to Darlene, who looks up ice. Sliding it up to Ivany, who pitches it down. Ferrara in pursuit. Ties his man up, comes away to Nolan. Nolan shoves it around the backside. Now, right back up the wall. Nolan punches it down again. Now Ferrara rolls in. A little soft shot, steered away by the Capital tender. So Hornets are getting a little bit of a forecheck mojo going. Ferrara trying to hold his man. Now Nolan in on it. Nolan bangs it up on the wall. Pushes his man. Boys tied up. One-time shot. Sails wide. Darlene from the point. Pinches up and throws it right back down. Ivany from the corner. Wheels deals. He looks. Slides it all the way back down. Nolan in pursuit. Puck is chopped up on the wall. Darlene holds. Pinches it right back down to Ferrara. Ferrara slides it across, intercepted by the Capitals, and now they roll with speed. Nice job by Mizzle to pinch that one off, and he counters, rolling across the line, trying to center it. Looking for an interference call, but he's not going to get it. Rolling up on the wall. Ferrara slides it down. Now Nolan fires a shot. It's loose again. Ivany pinned up on the wall. As Nolan digs at it, comes away, and the Capitals look to counter. Up on the wall. Ferrara does a good job holding. The Capitals answer. Oh, there's in the air. Who's going to come away? It's Ivany. Ivany pitches it on net. Turned aside by the Capital tender. As the centering pass goes awry. The Capitals roll back. And now through the neutral zone, they try to punch it into the Hornet end. From the backside, Mizzle looks up. He rolls with speed. A long stretch pass is intercepted, but is picked up by Nolan. Nolan drives in. Nolan tried to walk around his man, but he doesn't. Slides behind the net. Mizzled in. Bangs it back, and now the Capitals control. Long stretch pass as they break through the red line. They break through the blue line. But no, it's Darlene. Darlene counters. He brains, looks, he fires. Yes, Darlene. Short side shot turned away. As the puck dribbles into the corner. Pushed back down by Hester, and the Capitals are desperate to try to find a way to break through. Dorsey stops his man, and Hester picks it up at the red line. Sliding into Darlene, over to Mizzle. Mizzle looks up ice. He tries to get it to Dorsey. Dorsey, he's totally hammered down. Now Ewers rolls in. He's got Hester out front. Looking. Sliding across. Yes, banging. Look at the bang. Nothing. Thwarted. Almost. 10:25 on the clock. The Hornets could not find the back of the net. Hester, Dorsey, and Ewers will try again with Bauer and Helmer. Puck slides into the corner and rung around to the near side. Bauer pinches it right back down to Hester. Hester throws it down to Ewers. Ewers trying to get it out front to Dorsey. Capitals rolling from the back line. Pinned down by the Hornets as they ring it around and out of the zone. All the way down. Icing is called off. Bauer picks it up. Looks from behind the cage. Slips it around his man. Dangerously, but up to Hester. Hester to Dorsey. Dorsey now rolling with speed across the line. Trying to work his way in. Stopping, trying to center it. He's pinned up on the boards. Capitals flip it up on the wall, but it's contained by Helmer. Helmer throwing it back down. Dorsey pokes at it, comes away. Right there to Bauer. Bauer, can you get through? Bauer firing, hitting traffic. Oh, the Hornets are snake bit on the shots. Now the Capitals roll through. They pitch it down under the Quickster. He sticks it aside to Helmer. Helmer now looking up ice. Long stretcher up to Hester, and Hester pokes it across the line. Capitals go D to D as they look for a lane. Wheeling. Dorsey holding his man at bay. Capitals having a hard time getting it out of the zone. Rolling across the line. Bergmeyer trying to steal it. Kurvita trying. Everyone trying to steal. As now a Capital with speed rolls in and he hits the uppers. And at 9:03, the second period, the Capitals lead 2-0. So Bergmeyer, Kervita, Wilkins, backed up by Potts and Potter. Bergmeyer rolls across the line, trying to drive around his man. He does. A short side shot turned away. Bergie, you got to center that puck. All the way on the wall, trying to wheel it back. Picked off by Potts. Potts now looks for an outlet. He slides it up on the wall to Kervita. Kervita works his man, but it's picked off by the Capital D. Thrown up on the wall. Capitals look to break out. Slammed back down by Bergmeyer. Now Wilkins in the corner as it rolls to the far side. Wilkins, good job picking it off. Rolling in. Wilkins, fire! Driving in, banging, but nothing. Now the Capitals quick on the counter. A 1-on-2 situation. Rolling in. Long shot, leg to side. Rebound. Stopped. Potter throws it up from the corner, chips it up through. Held on the line. Wilkins banging at it. And slides all the way back down to Potter. Potter from the end line. Looks up for a lane. A stretch to Wilkins, and he can't contain it. And it goes down for an icing. Off the draw, Mizzle pokes it over to Dahlin, and Dahlin looks up ice. Slaps it to Ivany, who gets it to Nolan. Nolan works across the red line. Ferrara trying to roll it in, a quick shot, legged aside by the Capital tender. So Ivany pinches it up and throws it back down. He's on the wall. He works across the circle. He fires! Fires up and over. Mizzle pinches down and throws it down to the near side. From the corner, Capitals look up, pitch it out of the zone all the way down for an icing. 7:30 on the clock. And down 2 goals. Hornets have to find a way. There is no tomorrow if we don't start finding the back of the net. Off the draw, Ivany from the wall sends it to Dahlin. Dahlin, long shot on net, a tip by Nolan. Scooped up by the Capital tender. Off the draw, Capitals cycle it around to the far side. They throw it up on the wall. It's stopped by Mizzle. He doesn't know where it is. Oh, it's on the wall. He throws it down. And now the Hornets have to reset. Pitching it down into the Capital zone. Ivany in pursuit. Ties his man up on the wall. Nolan from the corner, trying to steal it away. It's driven back down behind the net. Ivany slips through, looking to center. Slides it back to Mizzle. Mizzle fires it on net. Nolan picks it up, throws it out front, swept away by the Capital D. So they always have someone parked there. Now the Capitals counter. They gain on the left side and roll around the circle. Trying to find a centering opportunity, held to the outside by Dahlin. Thrown up, Ferrara rolls. He sees Ivany. He pitches it up to Ivany. Ivany rolls in with Mizzle. Slides it across to Mizzle. Mizzle can't find the... It's out front again, and it's swept away. A roughing call. Someone's going to the box. The Hornets will be on the man advantage with 6:29. It is time, boys. So, Nolan, Kervita, Hester, Bauer, Mizzle. Nolan off the draw, tied up on the dot. Comes away to Hester. Hester wheels, deals, looks to Mizzle. Mizzle back to Hester. Hester tries to drive in, slapped off the puck, but is contained by Mizzle. Mizzle sound to Nolan. Nolan down to Hester. Hester looks, slides it across. Oh, and Bauer was out. He just couldn't find the stick on it. Bauer slides it down and is picked off by the Caps, and they throw it up on the wall. Nolan tries to hold his own, banging up in the air, comes away. Capitals now, 2-on-1 situation as they roll in with speed. Long shot is gloved away by Quickie. 6 minutes even on the clock. And $1:30 left in the power play. Off the draw, Mizzle drives up the flank. He gets it to Kurvita. Kurvita slides to Hester. Hester wheels in. Looks for an opportunity. All the way around. Knocked off the puck, but still wheeling, dealing. All the way across. A one-timer. Bauer can't find the wood on it. Sliding it down to Nolan. Nolan looks. More looking. Sliding it to Mizzle. Mizzle gypsy doodles through. He looks across. He fires. Oh, how did that get saved? But it did. I want a do-over on that. Hester is robbed on the one time. So that brings on Potter, Ivany, Wilkins, Darlene, Dorsey. Off the draw, Wilkins from the sidewall. He looks. He's tied up, still working it. Comes away to Ivany. Ivany slides it to Darlene. Darlene has to poke it down. Ivany holds it on the line. Slams it down. Wilkins from the sidewall. Wheels deals, back to Ivany. Ivany walks across the line. Leaves it to Darlene. Darlene walks in. He fires, but he fires wide. Ivany from the wall. He's tied up by his man. He works it, tries to slide it on down. Chips it on back to Dorsey. Dorsey from the point. Slides it over to Darlene. Darlene tries to center it out front. There's a rebound. Ivany out of position. So Ivany works it from the corner, sliding it to Potter. Potter wheels, deals, loses it on the dasher. He's tied up. 15 seconds left in the man advantage. Capitals pitch it across ice. Now it's a foot race. Helmer has to get back. Rolling in. Capital toe drags. Nice job, Helmer. Slides it up. No, it's naked in the slot. Noah from the backside slides it over. That wasn't Helmer. That was Dorsey. Across the line. Capitals now rolling into the slot. Pitched across. Comes away to Wilkins. Wilkins tries desperately. He pokes it through. Yes, now it's Ivany. Ivany's got Darlene. Sliding across Darlene. Oh! It was called a goal. We'll take it. We will take it. Darlene finds the back of the net with a couple of clankers to boot. So at 4:10 of the second, the Hornets have cut the lead in half. It is now 2-1. And there is hope. How about these boys? So we've got Nolan, Ferrara, Ivany, Helmer, and Bauer. Puck slides down into the Hornet end. Bauer throws it up the wall to Ivany. Sent up through. Can he get it to Nolan? Chipped up in the air and held on the line. So the Capitals try to counter back. Ferrara tried a little chip shot, and now it's poked all the way back down into the Hornet end. Bauer pinching it up on the wall. Helmer holding his man to the outside. Ferrara in to help out. Always digging at it. Slapped on down. They throw it up on the wall, back to the point. Capitals throw a weak shot on net, but it's banging out front. And it's thrown into the net. And the Capitals have answered with 3:29 in the second for a 3-1 score. How the Hornets respond will say how much this game will go. Dorsey, Ewers, Hester, Helmer, Bauer. Puck slides up just beyond Ewers' stick. It's chopped up on the line, and Dorsey tries to hold. A lot of banging of sticks. Slapdash hockey, and the Capitals come away. From the backside, they throw it up in the near side wall. Bauer pinches it up. Dorsey on the line. He chucks it into the zone. Here's Hester. Can't find the handle. So the Capitals now counter. Helmer now holding, slides it up to Ewers. Ewers works up on the line. He's boxed out. Dorsey in pursuit, and he's boxed out. Comes away to Ewers. Ewers rolls from behind the cage. He's hauled down. There will be a penalty. So slashing is the call. And St. Paul will be shown the gate. So Nolan, Kurvita, Hester, Mizzle, Bauer. Off the draw, Nolan trying to get it back to the point. Slips out of the zone. Here's a foot race all the way down with speed. Capitals rolling in, and they lose the handle. They slide it across. They're boxed out of the position. Mizzle trying to pinch his man up on the boards. Mizzle comes in. Now the Hornets counter. Rolling up. Nolan through the red line. Nolan through the blue line. Sliding across on the slot. Losing the handle on the puck. He just has to pitch it on down. And Kurvita from the backside throws it up to Hester. Hester looking for a lane. Sliding it back to Mizzle. Mizzle walks across. A shot. A rebound. But nobody home. Bauer now powering behind the cage. Gets it to Hester. Hester now throws it back to Mizzle. Mizzle looks for a lane. Down to Hester. Hester walks in. He fires it. There's a rebound. Did you see it? Kurvita! Chief Sanitation Engineer Kurvita has done it again. And just like that, we got ourselves a hockey game at 2:03 in the second. Well, the Capitals lead 3-2, but the Hornets have shown resilience. Off the draw, puck slides all the way down into the Capital end. From the baseline, they work it up on the wall. Trying to chip it up, Hornets pressuring. Now the Capitals fling it way up in the air, and it's a foot race with a very speedy Capital guy. Potter does a good job on the turn. He slides it up on the wall. Picked off, and the Capitals go rink wide to nobody. They bang it down into the Hornet end. Less than 2 minutes. Slid up on the boards. Farrar trying to chip it up, intercepted, and the Capitals drive in on the circle, down low, looking for a centering pass. Picked off there by the Hornets. As Dorsey banks it up, slides behind the cage, and Potter pursues. From the corner, wheeling up. Long stretcher pass, goes off a Capital, now slides up to Ivany. Ivany rolls up, pitches it on down. Ferraro pursues, approaching the 1 minute mark of the period. Oh, here's a centering out front, and slapped away by the Capitals. Now they try a long stretcher. Here's the trailer working in. 2-on-2 situation. Rolling in. Nope, they go for a line change. They got to hold up on the line. Trying to pitch it up. Ivany from the red line. Trying to slide it through. Farrar on the trailer punches it on down. With 50 seconds to play. Countering are the Capitals. They try to roll it up. Nolan intercepts. Rolling. Now it's Ferrara, now it's Nolan, it's everybody. Nolan, a long shot, there's a rebound, swept aside. Ivany from the corner, tied up, bang back right to the Capitals as they try to exit the zone. Ivany doing a good job sending it across, nobody home. 25 seconds as the Capitals roll through the neutral zone. All the way down, Mizzle comes in. Chip down behind the net. Mizzle now slides up. He's got some clear ice. He rolls with speed through the neutral zone, over the blue line, rolling all the way around. He's got no help. Short side shot. There it is out front. Can Berge get there? Berge! Yes, Berge! No, Berge. As he slaps it, tries to get it out front, and that's going to do it. And that's the way we leave it after 2 periods. The Capitals in the lead, and there may be a penalty of some sort. I don't know. So there will be a resurface, so we'll be back in 10 minutes. And we'll see what happens with the penalty situation. All right, start of the third. Hornets down 3-2. And Dorsey has been assessed a penalty for which no one knows because they haven't signaled what it is. And the kicker is he wasn't even on the ice. So the Hornets will be shorthanded. Start this final period where the Hornets have to dig deep. So we have Nolan, Ivany, Bauer, and Helmer. Puck is contained on the backside. Capitals look up ice. Oh, it was a too many men on the ice, so Dorsey's just serving it. Capitals now break through the blue line as they try to work in on Helmer. Wheeling around the circle, leaving into the point, into the slot. Connection failed as Bauer throws it up into the stratosphere and in to the gallery. So we'll do it again. Ivany trying to sneak it past his man as the Capitals try to drive it through the slot. Comes away to Ivany. Ivany through the red line. He gains the blue line, wheeling in all the way around. A short side shot turned away by the shoulder of the Capital tender. A lucky break. Ivany throws it all the way back down. Capitals from the unline, stolen away by Nolan. And now the Capitals counter with speed. A 3-on-3 situation as they roll down and throw it all the way down on the quickster. Shoved to the side wall, trying to shovel it out, contained at the point. They slide it down. They drive in on the circle. A whiff pass, and Ivany does a good job throwing it out. The Hornets go for partial line change. As the Capitals cycle around to the near side and start their breakout. Wheeling up. Into neutral ice. Gain the line. Held up on the wall. Good job there. Wilkins holds his man. Now working from the corner. Capitals looking to break through. Sliding back and out of the zone. With 30 seconds left. The man advantage. Wilkins pursues his man. It's slid up on the far side wall. Capitals, for some reason, being very slow and deliberate about this power play. As they wheel from the backside. Up through the neutral zone. A pass on the backhand side, and we will get an icing. With 13 seconds left in the St. Paul power play. So Hester Ewers on with Potts and Potter. Capitals wheeling behind their cage. Hester pestering his man. A quick short side shot turned away. That tender was not expecting that. As the Capitals now wheel up with speed, trying to roll up on the boards. Hester working it, trying to rub his man out. Ewers in pursuit. Rolling across the blue line. Dorsey is out of the gate. Trying to steal it, trying to sneak it. Comes away to Ewers. Ewers throws it up on the wall, or Potts did. Boys didn't know where they were. Now it slides across the line. Here's a break for the Capitals. Rolling in, sliding it across. Scoring a goal at 12:41 on a broken breakout. The Hornets are officially in trouble with a 4-2 score. They have 12 minutes and 41 seconds to figure this out. Off the draw, Darlene from the backside slides it up just beyond Kurvita's reach. Mizzle picks it off in the neutral zone. The Capitals drive in, wheeling around. From the corner, they slide it around to the near side. Picked up by Wilkins with speed, rolling. Driving down, sliding around his man. Looking for a centering pass opportunity. He stops short, wheels, deals, throws it back. Kurvita now trying to do the same. Wilkins in on the corner, battling his man. Bergmeyer in to help out. He tries to drive around on the dot. It's right in the slot, but no connection. As the Capitals now work it. Now Kurvita steals it. He's got Wilkins. He looks, he fires, it's there, banging! Ow! It's right on the line, look at that. Denied at 11:55 of the third. So Ivany, Nolan, Ferrara, Mizzle, Darlene. Puck played down into the corner. Ivany out front. A short shot. Hits a defender. The Capitals bang it up on the wall. Mizzle sneaks it up to Nolan. Nolan now across the line, sliding to Ivany. Ivany looks around the circle, stops short, looks for an outlet, slides it over to Mizzle. Mizzle can't hold the pass. It sneaks out. It's got to reset. Throws it over to Darlene. Darlene looks up ice, long stretcher all the way down. And we get an icing. Ivany rolling, trying to sneak it by. He does. Now, he gains the line. Walks across, slides it up to Nolan. Nolan pushes it in. Oh, that was Darlene, but nothing. Banging. Great scoring chance. But alas, nothing. Off the draw, contained by Darlene at the point. He throws it on net. It's deflected, and Ferrara tries to meet it on the wall. Nolan in there too, banging away. Mizzle pitches it down on net, tried to tip it from Ivany. Slides back. Can Darlene contain? Yes, he can. Sliding it all the way around to the near side. Mizzled into pinch, holding the line. Shoved right back down. Ivany from the corner. Looks for an opening. Looks. All the way around. Slides it to Nolan. Nolan back to Darlene. Darlene, one-time cranker. Waffled away into the slot. Nolan trying to grab at it. Now Darlene. Everyone's trying to grab. And the Capitals now roll with a 3-on-2 situation. Across the line. Darlene plasters his man into the boards. The Capitals now pursue. Back to Nolan. Nolan's got Ivany. Rolls across the line. He's got Mizzled too. As he rolls around on the circle, looking to center. Short side shot rings off the side of the iron. Mizzle tries to center it, tries to get it to Nolan, and the Capitals bounce back as they roll through the neutral zone. They gain the line, banks off of Ivany, and Ivany hits the ice, and so does the Capital. Mizzle pursues on the far side corner. Stolen away by the Capitals. Short side shot, turned away, it's up in the air. Banged up on the boards. Contained at the point, thrown in on net, and sticked up into the webbing with 9:54 to play. Hornets have to find a way. By hook or by crook, as Dorsey, Hester, and Ewers roll on with Bauer and Helmer. Tied up in the dot and thrown into the corner. Behind the net, Capitals roll. Comes away to Dorsey, slides it to Helmer. Helmer pitches it up on the boards to Hester. It's intercepted, thrown right back down. Bauer from behind, looks up ice to Ewers. Ewers slides it across to Dorsey, but it's in his skates. Now it's up to Hester. Hester now rolls. He's hassled. Can he get the turn? There it is. Firing! Ewers! Did you see it? At 9:27 on the clock, Ewers takes the centering pass and buries it. And the Hornets are back in business. As the Capitals lead 4-3 now. So Bergmeyer, Kervita, Wilkins. So the puck is driven into the Capital end, now sneaks out into the neutral zone. Bergmeyer fires it across to Potts. Potts looks up ice, chips it up the wall to Kervita. Kervita bangs it down into the Capital end, and it slings around to the near side. Wilkins meets his man on the wall. Capitals come away and tilt the ice back the other way, rolling through the neutral zone. They gain the line, trying to sneak through. All the way around on the dot, sticked aside by the Quickster. Banging out front, comes away to Kervita. Kervita's got Wilkins. Now, sliding to Wilkins, tipped at the last second as the Capitals drive it back. Potter from the backside slides to Potts. Potts looks up ice, sends it to Kervita, but it was on his backhand side, and it goes all the way down. Capitals from the unline intercepted by Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer trying to drive it around. Wilkins in as the puck slides to the corner. Chipped up on the wall. Potts tries to hold it. Now It's a 2-on-1 situation. Rolling in on Potter. Sliding across. Banged. Saved. Yes! With 8:28 left. So Nolan, Ivany, Ferrara, Mizzle, and Darlene. Puck slides around to the near side. Ferrara meets his man on the wall. Puck comes away free to the point. A firing shot is waffled away by Quick. One-time cranker, it's legged aside by Quick. Darlene from the corner. Looks up ice. Chips it up. Now it's contained, but not contained by Nolan. The Capitals counter back with speed. Rolling around the circle. Looking to center it across. Mizzle holds it to the outside. Nolan from behind the cage. He looks up. Wheels it up to Ivany. Just past Ivany's stick. Pounded back down. From the backside, Nolan looks. Up ice to Ferrara. A bit too far, and it sneaks back to the Capital defenders. As they slide it up on the wall. Mizzle intercepts. He rolls across the line. All the way down, trying to toe drag it. Working in. Firing a shot. Turned aside by the Capital tender. Trying to get it out front again. Ferrara from the point. He unloads. A tip, but nothing. Banged across to the far side. The Capitals look to get it out of the zone. They pitch it up. It's held, but it's offsides. With 7:24 left. Off the draw, tied up. Capitals come away and they cross the red line and streak through the blue line. Trying to wheel in. Centering pass, picked off by Nolan. Nolan, stretch pass all the way across to Ivany. Ivany rolls across, tries to get it to Mizzle. It's picked off by the Capital D that cycles behind the net. Wheeling around, stolen away by Ivany. Out front, banged aside by the Capital defender. Mizzle throws it on net, a tip, over the net. Ivany trying to drive it around, trying to sneak it through. There it is, in the slot, banging, firing, nothing. Good pressure by the Hornets. At 6:51 of the third period. Down a goal, the Hornets are throwing everything at it. So we'll get Dorsey, Hester, and Ewers, backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Dorsey on the draw, gets it to Ewers. Ewers drives in, centers it across. The Capitals streak it out, but it's contained by Bauer, who throws it right out front again. Dorsey tied up, trying to sweep it through. Saved by the Capital tender. And the Capitals will be getting a penalty as they haul Dorsey down. Hooking is the call at 6:41, when the Hornets will be on the man advantage. Nolan, Hester, Kurvita, Mizzle, Bauer. Off the draw, comes back to Hester, gets it to Bauer. Bauer slides it across, but is picked off. Mizzle from the backside. Hester slams it down into the Capital end, and we get an offsides. Off the draw, Capitals try to drive it up the wall. Boys all piled up, comes away to Nolan. Can he get there? No, he can't. The Capitals flip it out of the zone, and Bauer give chase. From the backside, Bauer assesses, leaves to Mizzle. Mizzle now with speed, rolling up through neutral ice. Across the blue line. Working to set something up, drops it back. And the ref got in the way. Here's a foot race. Helmer's got to get there. It's Hester. Good job by Hester to thwart that play. Now Bauer rolls up just beyond Nolan's reach, and this power play just hasn't gotten going. As it's slammed up the wall, contained by Mizzle. Mizzle almost loses it again. Now the Capitals spring their man, but it's too far. It's legged aside. Now a shot. Boy, Quickie's got to cover those. As it sneaks back behind, and Mizzle gives chase. 1 minute left in the man advantage. 5.5 minutes on the clock. Rolling up is Mizzle. Wheeling through the neutral zone. Walking on down, just throws it down behind the Capital net. they pitch it up on the wall. Can't be contained. Darlene from the backside looks up. Slides it up. Cross ice pass. Mizzle just couldn't get there in time to make the turn. The Capitals roll. Krivita sends it back to Darlene. Stretch pass all the way up. Nolan tries to chip it up the wall. Held on the line. Works his way across. Now in the high slot. Looking for a daylight. Rolling around. A side shot. Flipped around. Nolan picks up his own rebound. Still cycling. Tries to turn and burn. And he pitches it on down. But it's intercepted and the Capitals roll up. Sneaking across the line. It's Nolan. Nolan working down to Hester. Hester fires a shot. Rebound there. Potter working it across. It's out front. Banging. But nothing. Dorsey from the point steps up and drives it back down. Tries to wheel around his man, and it's picked up, and the Capitals ring it around and send it all the way down for an icing. With 4:33 on the clock. And Capitals back at full strength. So Nolan, Ferrara, Ivany, Helmer, Bauer. Ivany throws it on down. Capitals pursue behind the cage and ring it around the near side. Throwing it up on the wall. Helmer bats it out of the air, but it goes right to a Capital, and he steals across the line and works his way in. A short side shot is turned away by Quick. Up on the near side wall. Boys poking at it, comes away to Helmer. Helmer now looks up ice. A stretcher up to Ivany, sneaks through, and goes all the way down. Icing is called off. 4 minutes left in this contest. Capitals ring it up the near side. Helmer picks it off in neutral ice. He looks, slides it up, slides right back. Helmer now waffles it up. It's beyond Ivany's stick once again. And the Capitals retreat and slam it up the near side wall. Helmer holds the line. He throws it on net. It's banging. It's in the slot. It's held. It should be a hand pass. Ferraro works it. Now it's thrown all the way back down for an icing. With 3:33 on the clock, the seconds are ticking away for the Hornets. It's Bergmeyer, Wilkinson, Krivita on with Mizzle and Darlene. Bergmeyer on the draw, tied up, thrown back behind the Capital net. Wilkins trying to drive it out front. Capitals come away with a break, rolling through with speed. Darlene, last man back, trying to hold his man to the outside. Does a good job pinning his man up, but the seconds are ticking away. Darlene trying to sneak it through. Both men go to the ice. As now, Hornets trying to roll. Sliding up to Wilkins. Wilkins now with speed trying to roll down. He pitches it down into the Capital end. Shoved back up on the near side wall, thrown up. Mizzle contains, throws it right back down. A tip opportunity to Krivita, doesn't happen. Wilkins on the wall, sends it to Darlene. Firing shot, there it is, banging, covered. High sticking is the call anyway. With 2:51 remaining in this contest. And possibly 2:51 remaining in this season for the Hornets. The Hornets call a timeout. Hornets are actually out shooting St. Paul 29-28 for what it's worth. So face off to the left of the Quickster. Bergmeyer on the draw. Slips behind. Mizzle picks it up and throws it to Darlene. Darlene looks up ice, gets it to Kurvita. Kurvita now slashing his way through the blue line. Rolling in. A firing shot. He scored! It's Kurvita! Kurvita! Did you see it? What a shot! That's a career shot! And this game is tied at 2:40 in the third. On an individual effort by Ronan Kurvita. Off the draw, Capitals from behind. They dish it up the wall, try to gain, but it's thrown back up by Mizzle. Wilkins pitches it back. It's contained by the Capital D as they roll up through the neutral zone. Back check there by Kurvita. Now here's an opportunity for the Hornets. Lose it in their skates, and the Capitals turn it back the other way and throw it right back down into the Hornet end. Mizzle from behind the cage, sliding it up to Bergmeyer. Now stolen by the Capitals, rolling in, trying to walk the way around. Nothing doing, says Darlene, as he throws it back. Capitals, long shot on net, swallowed up by the Quickster with 2:07 on the clock. It's a brand new game with fours on the board for each side. Nolan, Ivany, Ferrara roll on with Potts and Potter. Potts throwing it up to Ferrara on his backhand side. Capitals throw it right back. Now punched into the Hornet zone. Bauer works his way around the cage. Looking up. Dished up to Ivany. Ivany now crosses the red line and pounds it into the Capital end. Ferrara in, chasing. Trying to come away. Capitals now throwing it up. Stopped by Ivany and thrown right back down. Capitals having a hard time forming a breakout as they now roll, stretching all the way across. Bauer's going to pick this one up. He slams it up the wall to Ivany. Ivany now breaks across the line, wheels into the high slot, looking for Paydirt. He's swatted off the puck, a short-sider. Puck's off his moorings. There it is. Hand pass! Hand pass! Did you see that? Illegal! That should be a penalty shot. Yes! A penalty shot will be called at 1:16 on the clock for throwing it out of the crease with the hand. Tensions are high as the ref explains to the Capital bench. Who will take the shot? It is Anders Ivany. Can he break the curse that has beset the Hornets in so many penalty shot opportunities this season? We have to throw every good vibe. Here he comes. He rolls across the line. Now, across the line, rolling in, looking for an opportunity. Yes, no, saved. And the goalless streak continues for the Hornet penalty shot apparatus. But they can't be discouraged. There is hockey to play. So we roll on. Capitals ringing around the far side. This is going to go all the way down for an icing. It should. And it does. As we approach the final minute of play, all tied up with both team seasons on the line. Off the draw, Ivany pinching it around, trying to center it, wheeling around behind the cage. Tied up in his man, the Capitals come away from the near side corner, throwing it up on the wall, deflected. Now Ferrara chasing it, trying to hold the line. He does. Pitches it down. Ivany does a little magic, comes away. Ivany driving around the circle, centers it out front. Bang, but Nolan couldn't turn the corner. All the way back to Darlene. Darlene holds at the point. He fires it on net. There's a tip, and it tips over the net. So the Capitals slide it up on the wall. Missile pinches up. Slides all the way out. Now Darlene will have to collect with 30 seconds left in the period. Darlene slamming it up the boards. Tries to get it to Ivany. Throws it back to Nolan. Or Mizzle. Mizzle slides across the line. He rolls in. Mizzle, can you get a shot off? All the way across on the backhand side. No connection. A one-timer. A cranker. Sails wide. 15 seconds left. Nolan trying to pinch it up the wall to Ferrara. Ferrara sliding it around. Bit too far for Ivany. Capitals content just to let time expire. Oh, and the Hornets are going to get a penalty. Cross-checking is the call. Ivany will be shown the gate. So with 2 seconds left, it's likely to go to overtime, where the Hornets will start being a man down. Punched away, and this was the clock will expire. And we are going to overtime. So we'll be back in a second. So, start of the overtime. Hornets are a man down. We're going to roll with Nolan, Wilkins, Bauer, and Potter. Off the draw, Wilkins throws it down into the Capital end. Capitals start their breakout. Wheeling up out of their zone. Through the neutral zone, hassled by Wilkins, and thrown back down as Potter meets his man on the wall. Both teams' penalty clock is not moving. The penalty clock didn't start. Look at the penalty clock! I think he heard me. got to be like 27 seconds. So we're waiting for the penalty clock to align. There we go. Off the draw, Nolan sends it back to Potter. Potter up on the wall, trying to chip it. Capitals driving in, trying to get it out front. Working from the short side. Boys all piled up. Now sent back to the circle. A firing shot fires wide. And it's out of the zone, hopefully. Yes, it is. Capitals regrouping at neutral ice. They throw it rink wide. Now cycling across the blue line. Working their way across the red line. Potter picks it up, slams it up and out. And Wilkins pursues all the way down. And the Capitals cover up. 1 minute remaining in the man advantage. As Mizzelt and Darlene roll on, but Nolan and Wilkins stay. Off the draw, sent back to Mizzelt. Mizzelt throws a quick shot on net. Nolan can't quite find the handle on it as he wheels around. Now the Capitals control from the back end. Out of the zone, they wheel across the red line, now trying to gain the line. Darlene looking to rub his man out. He pushes him off the puck, but they're still rolling. Into the slot, dangerous. Now it's poked out and sent out of the zone. 37 seconds left as they go rink wide. Capitals have not established much on this power play. As Darlene meets his man behind the net. Capitals trying to work it up. Now sent up to Mizzelt. Mizzelt pitches it out of the zone. All the way down for an icing. 19 seconds left in the penalty. 8:21 left in overtime. Scores knotted at 4. Bergmeyer Ewers roll on with Darlene and Mizzelt. Berge on the draw. Comes away, and the Capitals look to fire a shot. Sliding in the slot, nothing. Now working it down low. Capitals centered out front. Steered aside by Quick. Capitals are buzzing as they try to drive it out front. Down from the low slot. Across. No connection. As they work it. Back to the point. Looking down to the circle. Driving in. Firing shot. Legged aside by Quick. Held at the point. Hornets back at full strength. There's a tip. High sticking. Called off. It's called off. It's got to be called off. Yes, called off. High sticking. So the Hornets back at full strength. As Dorsey, Hester, and Ewers roll on. With Darlene and Mizzelt. Face off to the left of the St. Paul tender. Dorsey on the drop. Comes away, banging away on the wall. Capitals now trying to slide it up, trying to work it through the neutral zone. And they drive over the blue line, trying to slide it through. Quickie shoves it up to Ewers. Ewers looks up ice. Tries to find a lane to Dorsey. Dorsey now across the red line. He's going to gain on the left side. Wheels in, gets around, now trying to center. Throwing it out front, banging, saving, nothing. Good drive by the Hornets. And we'll do it again. Dorsey off the draw. Capitals trying to work it. Ewers from the corner. Slides it back. Hester pounds it back down. Dorsey behind the net. Looks to center. Looking. Fires it all the way back. Ewers from the opposite corner this time. Sends it back to Mizzelt. Mizzelt throws it on net. There's the tip. Slides over the net. Dorsey sent to the ice as the Capitals now reverse course. Sliding it up. Darlene does a good job. Chipping. Banging. Nothing. As it slides up to Hester. Hester all the way up to Ewers. Ewers crosses the line. Walks in. He fires. There's the rebound. No pay dirt. As it slides down, and icing is called. With 6:55 on the clock. So, Nolan, Ivany, Ferrara, Bauer, Potter. Boys piled up on the wall, trying to dig away at it, and the Capitals go rink wide. Potter will be back to collect in the D. He looks, slides it to Bauer. Bauer looks up ice for a lane to Ivany. Ivany pitches it down into the Capital end. Nolan in pursuit as it's shoveled up the wall. Now the Capitals roll. They gain the line, work their way in. A firing shot is sticked aside by Quick. Capitals controlling behind the net. Nolan trying to dig away at it. Ferrara digging away. Now it's sent up. Ferrara meets his man on the wall. Nolan back down again. Comes away to Potter. Potter now sweeping up. Sends it up to Ivany. Ivany through the neutral zone. He's going to gain on the right side. Walks across the high slot. Looking for a shot. Firing. There's the rebound. Bang it out front. Swept aside. Potter from the high slot. Fires again. Hits equipment. Ivany pitches it around. Nolan on the near side. He overskates. And the Capitals now counter with speed. Rolling through the neutral zone. Sneaking around Bauer. Driving in. Sliding it out front. Saved by the Quickster. As Potter wheels from the corner. Slides it up on the wall. It's intercepted by the Capitals. They drive it into the slot. And a shot was fanned on. So the Hornets are a little bit on their heels now. Capitals driving in. It's pitched around to the near side. Contained at the point and thrown right back down. Potter rings it around the far side. Held on the red line as the boys battle. And Ferrara throws it down as the Hornets go for a line change. Capitals from the end line, they go rink wide. Picked off by Mizzle, who pounds it right back down and gets an offside. 5:08 on the clock. Who wants it more? As Bergmeyer, Kurvita, and Wilkins roll on with Dahlin and Mizzle. Across the line, Hornets working it. Now the Capitals counter back, rolling and gaining on the right side. Mizzle rubs his man out. Wilkins pursues from the corner, trying to drive it up the wall. He gets it to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer now looking across, tried to get it to Kurvita. The Capitals pick it off and storm back the other way. But now Kurvita. Kurvita rolls it across. It's tipped. Wilkins in pursuit. He's the first man in. He's rubbed off the puck, and now Kurvita slides it out front, trying, banging, nothing. Yes, firing, nothing. Capitals roll away with speed. They got to get on their horses. Come on, boys, back check. Mizzle now holds his man to the outside. A shot is deflected over the net. Wilkins from the far side. Gets it to Kurvita. Can Kurvita roll? Kurvita, yes, you got Bergmeyer. Rolling in, firing across. Oh, no, nothing. Up on the wall. Wilkins fires a shot on net. Sails wide. Dahlin pinches up from the corner. He's pulled down. No call. What is with that? As the Capitals roll across the line. 3-on-2 situation. Across on the high slot. A shot. It's bobbled. It's banging. Saved by the Quickster. So now it sneaks around to the near side. Mizzle shovels it up. He gets it up. Here's Hester, who rolls across the line. He's got Dahlin. He's knocked off the puck. Can he get back on it? Dahlin picks it up. He's got Dorsey out front. Sliding it across. Short side shot. Banging. Out front. Steered aside. Dahlin from the wall. Trying to throw it in front. Thrown out front. There it is. The rebound. And it's pitched out. Potter's last man back, and he collects. 3.5 minutes on the clock. Sends it down into the Capital end. Dorsey pursues his man. It's rung around to the near side. Bauer pinches up and throws it right back down. Sent all the way around. Dorsey's going to meet his man in the corner. Capitals come away, and they chip it across. Ice pass. Bauer looks up. He bangs it up the wall. Held on the red line, and the Capitals throw it all the way down. Potter's going to have to meet his man on the wall. It's pinched up. So the Capitals now look to drive in. All the way around the cage. Out front. Steered aside as the Capitals wheel around. Out front again. Steered aside again. So Potter throws it up on the wall. Contained at the point. Thrown around. Now driving in on the dot. Held to the outside. Sliding it across. Nobody home to collect on the back door. Sliding across again. Get to it. Come on, boys. Capitals definitely have the pressure of the last 30 seconds. Rolling. Throwing it back down behind the cage. Bauer powers it up on the wall and it's contained at the point. A looping pass knocked down by Bauer as he's tied up. Dorsey in. Everyone tied up. Who's going to come away? It's powered up on the wall, but contained at the point. Can they sneak it through? It's banged right back down as Potter meets it in the corner, throws it up on the wall, contained at the point, thrown right back down. The Hornets cannot break out. Bauer from the end line, trying to pitch it up, intercepted. He's battling his man, thrown up on the wall and held at the point. A shot that hits a lot of traffic, steered into the corner. Thrown out front again. There it is. And that's it. St. Paul wins in overtime, 5-4, with 1:54 left on the clock, which brings to a close the Hornets season. Valiant comeback effort, but it was not to be on this Saturday night. So it's been a great season. I want to thank all the viewers for inviting us into their homes. And we'll see you next time.